Happy Friday. It's about 2 o'clock. We are killing some time before picking up little man, but I have this thing that has been weighing on me. Do you guys have like mental load piles where you have like a certain corner of the house, a certain drawer, a certain room that's like your drop zone? And you're like, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. It's a project. I don't want to tackle this project right now, but it's like, it's on your mind. We have a charging station, and I know the majority of the issue is kids are kids and they're pretty sloppy, but it's not a system that works. And so we are going to navigate this together and see if we can figure it out. And in order for me to expect you to read my mind, I guess I should just show you. There might be some overlap because this looks like the vlog I just posted, but I ended the vlog, I posted it. When you guys see this, I posted it last week. So there's like, it's the same day, except I split it in half. So we have a charging station, and we had it in the office when my office was the front living room. Let me paint you a picture in case you've been here for a minute. Okay, so front door, we used to have a huge baby gate here, remember? And all the dogs were in there, and then we had his and hers desks. So once we took all of that down due to life circumstances, this turned into a formal living room, and then we swapped, and this is now Parker's room. So the charging station used to be here on my desk, and it just, when we got rid of this, it just didn't work out. And so I put it in here, and this is what it looks like always. Except just imagine a bunch of devices. The boys went to dad's last night, so they took their phone, their Switch, their other Switch, iPads, and it just turned into this. And so this thing is handy because it hides it hides the cables, but it's really loose, and so it always is coming apart. And you see like the mess that I have in there. So what I want to do is the same concept, except in a different place and a way to keep it tidy. So a different cable situation and a different location. And I love this because it's accountability. The boys don't take their devices upstairs and they don't use them during certain hours. They block, the time gets blocked and stuff. So their devices have time limits and schedules. So they unlock at a certain time, lock at a certain time, and then there's only a few hours or like time limits on certain things. And so when they go upstairs for bed, they leave everything down here. And ideally they're supposed to put it on the dock and charge it. They don't, they just put them here. And it's discouraging when all the cables are like that. So it's not super motivating to me, but if I was able to create something a little bit more seamless, meaning more of a DIY project, shorter cables, maybe tape the cables under the lid so that they're not always getting out of place and then just getting all jumbled up. Or some of the cables now don't even work. So you'll put in the USB-C and the switch says unable to charge. So the cables don't even work. Some cables are too long, some cables are too short. It's just a disaster. So what I want to do is sort of create a, what's the word? Like a zone, like a little drop zone. I'm thinking here, putting like a little table here and then the charging station, and the extension cord would run through the back. There's a cable back there. And we have these little tables that are super nifty that I can use. Actually, this is definitely going to be an Amazon favorite. So I have these C tables. I think that, oh, and a string cheese. Wow, okay, that's nice. Nice room temperature string cheese. So life with kids. These are C tables, and they're called C because the shape. So it's a C shape. I bought these, and they have been the best investment that I have done for this house because they tuck into the couch out of the way. But it's almost like a food table, like a TV tray table or a crafting table or a coloring table or whatever. You tuck them in out of the way, or they're so lightweight, you can just take them and move them around and just put them away somewhere. And so I got a set of 2. Do you see how it tucks into Parker's chair? I got a set of 2. I think they were like $40. So we have those 2. And then I also have this one. This is a little bit different. And this is also a C table, but it's in a different direction. So the ones over there are horizontal. This is a vertical shape. So I was thinking we could move this one in here, either this way or the other way, and then that could turn into the charging station. So that's going to be a project that we tackle together. I bought a Nintendo Switch dock for remotes, and that we're going to put in here. So we hide the Switch when we play downstairs. We hide it here. So we'll put that same one here. So all the remotes will be in here with the Switch. Or we can just leave them here like this remote. So all of those are gonna go in here, and it's gonna be like a two-part project, the Switch station and then the charging station. But for now, I wanna eyeball what I have in case I need to order anything, and then I'll also kind of set it up. I think I might need some cables, and I'll probably need a different charging vessel thing. But there's so many options for these. The one I have here is so old. You can tell it only has USB compatibility, which is okay, but now all the devices come with USB-C. And so if you get a USB-C to USB-C, they charge faster than a USB to USB-C. So that's a project we're gonna do now. Let me unplug. See, we have two right now, and it's like using up those plugs there. So I'm gonna disconnect these, disconnect this. I think that's all the cables. Look at this mess. Isn't this like stressful? Is anyone else triggered right now? I'm super trigged. All right, so we're gonna put this. This is my vision. Hopefully it fits on here. Yeah, so like that, and then probably putting it there. I really wish Sophia used those stairs. Right now, she is like suffering with some kind of back pain or leg pain. I'm pretty sure she has a little bit of arthritis. We can't figure it out. Let me see if she does it now. Sophia, Ben, come here. You see? I mean, she's 15, so she's gonna walk like an old lady, but she's expressing a lot of pain. But you can't stop her from jumping on beds, jumping on couches, jumping everywhere. But I hope it's not something silly, like she has a thorn in her paw and she just is trying to be brave. Ben, vente. I can't really tell right now, but usually she's kind of hobbling a little bit. So let's see what we can do with this little charging station here. I haven't given you your medicine. You ready for your medicine? Okay, so these projects never go according to plan. You try to like be resourceful and say, I could probably use what I have at home. I just need to figure out how to do it. And then you try, and it turns out it's probably a little bit of a longer project than you anticipated, because I tried to use our old USB-C cables, and they're not connecting. They seem like, you know, when a charging cable is stripped and it kind of flashes. So like if you move it in a certain direction, it loses connection. So it was doing that, the old cables. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use one of my personal cables that I use for my things that I take care of, and they're not super old, and see if it works. And it has the same problem. So I think it's our little charging guy, which I just said is so old, and it's not pushing power consistently. So it flashes off or on. So if you like connect it, you walk away, it's not going to be consistently charging. So the problem is this. I'm going to find a suitable alternative. I really wanted to make sure I could get it all on one thing and one thing that fits into the bamboo box as opposed to multiple strips. So I'm gonna have to see what I have, if I have anything on hand that I can use. And that guy, you know, just keep him for like Apple devices, older Apple devices that use lightning cables instead of USB-C. That's just frustrating because I wanted to be able to use the stuff that I have here at home. But you know, isn't that what projects are about? Like, it's not just sit down and figure it out. It's usually a multiple step process. So I'm gonna see if I can use something that I have for now or order something. The cool thing about Amazon is you get it next day, but I have that thing where when I get an idea, I want to do it in that moment. Yeah, it's pretty debilitating. Okay, there is nothing more stubborn than a woman on a mission. You know what I'm saying? So I remember I had this extension cable charging hub or whatever that I bought for all of my resin lamps, and it's amazing. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out if the cables don't work, if it's the charger that doesn't work, or what's the deal. So I took it out of my studio. Turns out it was the dock thing, the little hub. So I just used that one. I ordered a replacement. So I'll just, when that arrives, I'll put it in my office. And what I did is I used command strips to stick everything down and duct tape. What was happening in the past is the lid fits loose and just sits on top. And so like you'd pull out your device and the lid would get out of the way and the cable would get out of its little nook, like its little wedge that's cut out. And it was just a disaster. So these are sort of like little things along the way that can help keep everything in its little port and easy and clean, because that corner was driving me bananas. Okay, so this is the little charger that I told you that was in my office. It has 3 USB and 3 USB-C. So I have 3 of the Apple cables that I had. So I put those there. The 2 USB-Cs that we use for our switches actually still work, which I'm glad. I was like, these were good. They're like the nice cables. And so I put those 2 there. All of these are little command strips that I cut so it'll lock the lid in place, but still, you know, you can take it off if you need to. And then I just duct tape all the cables in front of its respective groove. So that'll help keep that in place. I'm hoping that with time, the cables will soften up, because right now they're still pretty stiff. And I think every time you charge something and fold it in its respective direction, that it'll really help it out. So let's put the lid on top. So the lid is, it looks like this. The little things, like the dividers move. So like if you wanted to not have dividers, you can do that. It also came with this little guy, which makes your dividers, like you can have like a smaller divider. Actually, that might be good for the switches. Let's do that. We'll leave that one there, and that'll be for the 2 switches, and then we'll do the rest for like Apple products. Yeah, that looks nifty. I like that. Cool. Great idea, guys. And we'll put this in the box. I was going to Velcro these cables or zip tie them together, but I was like, am I that committed? Am I going to get that deep? I don't think so. So let's put this sucker on top. And then we'll push down so that it sticks nicely. Okay, not bad, right? Do you see any of the stickers? Maybe see them a little bit. And then we'll move it over to the couch, or to the little spot we made for it over here. Guarantee it's gonna be one of those situations where the cable isn't long enough and then I'm gonna get super annoyed. Just watch. Okay. way. Oh my God, Jesus loves me. Yes, it works. And it's long enough. Yay. Oh, that makes me feel so good. I love when my ideas work out. You know, there's always bumps in the road, but when they actually line up, oh, that's just awesome. So cool. Where are we? Okay. I need to put something on the bottom. I don't like that it's sliding around. So I'm gonna put something on the bottom, and then I need to get some little rubber things to hold the cable in place. This is what I'm talking about. So like these little guys, and you put them, I'm gonna stick it to the back of the box because the cable comes out on this side instead of this side. This is the front, so I can't rotate it. So if I put it over here, it's gonna hold the cable flush behind the cabinet. So we're gonna stick one of those on. I'll just use the single. And then I also need some non-slip. Okay, so we got some, this is what I'm talking about, the non-slip. And then I have some double stick tape so that it sticks onto it. But I need to figure out what size to cut this thing. So I cut the non-slip to size, and then I put double-sided tape so that it sticks to the charging station, not to the table. So we're gonna put that on the table. Okay, not bad. So given what we were working with in the kitchen, now when I say, okay, it's time for bed, time to go upstairs, obviously that won't be there. They'll put their stuff here. I wish these were just a little bit longer because you can see they're, I mean, it works and it keeps it short and tight and out of the way, but it takes like finesse to put it on here, and you got to make sure the cable runs behind the device. But we have areas or spaces for the boy switches, then Mateo's cell phone, and their 2 iPads. Or if anybody's visiting and they want to charge, there's always going to be space. You know, they're not always on the dock. So I like it. Okay, and we only had to order the 1 extension cord because I had all the lightning cables and reused the USB-C ones. So not bad. I'm super excited. Okay, that's great for like a 30-minute project, right? I was so worried that I wasn't gonna be able to finish in time, like before picking up Daniel, and then there's like a project halfway done that I leave, then I lose all motivation. Like all the wind gets out of my sails and I'm like, I think I'm over it. I think I'll leave that messy corner for now. But for now, we did it. And we still have 5 minutes to spare to go pick up little man. Okay, so this weekend, today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, we have Mateo's baseball tournament. So tomorrow, his games don't start until 1. So luckily, it's gonna be like from 1 to 6. So I'll show you guys some of that. But other than that, we don't have any like concrete plans for this weekend. So we'll see what we get into. I hope we eat lots of yummy stuff. Food's been on my mind a lot lately. So anyway, I gotta go get little man for now. That's it. That's right. That's right. You guys, holy moly, what a long day. Okay, so it is 7:30. We are walking through the door, like barely walking through the door after an all-day baseball tournament, which we did very not good. Say hi. First, let's not be rude and say hi to our friends. And our pile of laundry we haven't put away. So super long day, all day. We got there at noon and we're walking through the door now at 7. The boys' dad, co-parent, is the head coach of Mateo's team. And he signs them up for these specific tournaments. They're within a certain class where only like the elite play. And he does it with the intention of learning and developing skills, because it sort of gives them, it's kind of like a hands-on experience, or like doing a lab. You know, when you're taking a class, of course I can teach you about like the mother sauces or how to properly cut vegetables, but unless you actually do it and put it into practice, like you don't get better. So they never, like they're always told, we're going into this tournament not expecting to win, but definitely to like learn a bunch of new stuff, because these are all like AAA players. And so that's a really good, I think it's a really good teaching style or technique. I'm using the wrong word here, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's a really good thing that he's doing, telling them we're not going in to win, we're going in to learn, because at the end of it, they don't end up super discouraged. But anyway, we're there all day, and Parker and I took separate cars because I told you that with his job, he's always on call now. So if somebody dies, he has to go. And we took separate cars because what's happened in the past is we ride together and then I end up having to catch a ride back with co-parent because he gets called out. Well, we were there for like almost 8 hours. He never got called. We're walking through the door and he gets called in. And the poor guy, man, we're sitting in the sun, so he's sunburned, he's tired. And you know that when you're in the sun, it's a whole different kind of tired. So I feel terrible, but the silver lining, or like the blessing in disguise, is that I was already like, I had zero wind in my sails. I was planning on getting home and just going to bed. But now that he's getting called into work, let me put Nugget down because, oh, you know, she's only 11 pounds. When she was super young, hold on. Gotta look good for my friends. When she was super young, she maxed out at about 14, 15 pounds. Right now, she's only at 11 pounds. And the vet was like, I think the scale's broken, because the last time she was here, she was 12 pounds. I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, she's old, but she's super active. What was I telling you? Oh, so like the wind was totally out of my sails. But now that he got called out, when Parker's not here, I miss him, but I need to stay busy. And it's the time that I catch up on work. And I posted a vlog this morning, and you guys have like filled my inbox on Etsy with requests. And I've been messaging you guys from the game, from the sunburn, from the game. I've been like messaging you guys, and I promised that I was going to like follow up tonight. And so my plan was I was going to get home. I was just going to crash. And tomorrow we have the 8 a.m. slot because we're like the bottom of the seeds. I think there's 6 teams. I think we're in 5th place. And, which is good. One of the dads was laughing at me because when co-parent was like, hey, you know, tomorrow we are in the bottom seed bracket. And the mom was like, yeah, we're 5th. And co-parent's like, wait, we're not 6th? And I was like, there's 6 teams? And the dad starts laughing at me. And I'm like, we're not in like the last place. This is a victory. Like these are hard. They're called perfect game. Like they're super hard tournaments. So they did a great job. So now that Parker's gone working, it motivates me to stay busy and I can follow up with your orders and stuff. But I'm so excited. Okay, excited because a lot of you have sent in requests for like custom orders. But there's one order in particular. I get to do a dog tag for a Great Dane. And so Magnus's mom messaged me and she's like, do you have any like tags that are bigger? And I was like, I got all the sizes. Are you trying to jump? You shouldn't be jumping. It hurts. Like I got all the sizes. And so before I left for the game, I sent her a picture. And so we get to make a dog tag that's like this big. I'm very excited because, you know, it's like, just like you're excited about mini thing. Oh my God. Remind me to tell you a story in just a second. So just like I get excited about mini things, I also get excited about like oversized things for like ironic purposes. Like a dog tag, you just automatically assume it's like within a certain size, but this one's like extra large. So it's very exciting. So we are all standing and coach is doing his like pep talk for tomorrow and getting them ready. And I'm standing next to a mom that like we're gonna be real close this season. I love her. And she's holding her keys. And there's like, you guys know like that scuba material for like a beer koozie or like okay, not a beer koozie, like a can koozie, that scuba material. So she has one that's like the size of like the tip of your pinky, right? And I'm like, oh my God, is that a tiny koozie? And she starts like cackle laughing. And she's like, oh my gosh, if I ever had any doubts that you're like my spirit animal, there aren't anymore. Like, you're my people. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, no, this is to hold my chapstick. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't get out much. And when I do, I show my A word. It's really embarrassing, but at the same time, it was nice to like connect with her on that level, you know, where she's like, oh, that's brilliant. It should be a mini koozie, you know? So anyway, my nails, I just hate how dull they look in like normal light. But I had to include it in like the baseball footage to show you guys because the holographic polishes from Color Club, man, in the, like right now, it's like, what? No, nothing interesting. So I got up at 4 today and it's one of those like super intelligent techniques. Like if you have the capacity to get up early, if you're a morning person, if you get up between 4:30 and 5, it's like prime time for you to have a successful day. Like it is scientifically proven. I know automatically that if I get up by 5, I'm going to have a spectacular day. Today I got up at 4 and I got up at 4 because I went to bed early. Parker stayed up late watching a movie with Randers and I fell asleep. It was one of those where I didn't mean to fall asleep, but I accidentally fell asleep. Oh, Will Trent. It's a new show on Hulu. If you guys like cop stuff, detective stuff, it's scripted. It's not like real. It's not like true crime or whatever. It's actually really entertaining. And the guy's accent is so like I find that sexy. He has a Georgia accent, but it sounds sort of like, to me, it reminds me of like New Orleans. Like that's how his accent sounds, like very old school Creole / French. Southern blend. Anyway, so I fell asleep watching that show. So at 3:30, Parker just like wouldn't stop snoring. So I'm like tossing and turning for about 30 minutes. And at 4 o'clock, I was like, this is prime time, Dani. This is prime time. And if I want to get some me time, like really productive me time, I have to get up early. So that's when I painted my nails and got some organizing done in my studio, which I kind of want to do right now, but I also want to get to your orders. So I'm like kind of in limbo. Do I want to pack some orders? Do I want to do some dog tags? Do I want to answer all your messages? Do I want to organize? So I have to like I have to organize my scattered thoughts and kind of do a list in order so that I can feel like I'm actually accomplishing something. But I miss you guys and I wanted to check in. So tomorrow, since we are in I think in the bottom seed, we play at 8, which means we'll probably have to be there at 7. And it's like sudden, I always want to say sudden death, but it's elimination. So if they don't win, they automatically go home. If they do win, then they have a second game. So it's fine because even if they do win, we'll be done by, I don't know, maybe noon. Assuming they're back-to-back games. I could be wrong. The game could be like at 3 and then we're like have this middle chunk of the day missing. So anyway, that's the update. We got to pack some orders. And I was going to show you guys like, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm going to show you. But I'm like, I showed you guys that in the last vlog. So you guys kind of saw what I did. One of you left me a comment today that said, hey, Dani, have you ever thought about wrapping the charm in a tiny piece of tissue paper, like when you buy a purse and you know how the purse has the tassel or the zipper covered in tissue? I was like, brilliant. I need to start doing that. I don't know if I want to do it lazy or cute. You know what I mean? Like if I want to slice it perfectly and then like cut it and tape it each one, or if I just want to take a square of tissue and just wrap it and make sure it, you know, it's folded on nice. Like I haven't decided, but I guess I got to decide between today and tomorrow when I start doing your tags. So I was going to show you guys that. Anyway, two things that I want to tell you. So do you guys remember yesterday we were talking about the charging station? This is the charger that I ended up using inside the charger box, like the bamboo box. If you guys have modern devices like newer iPads, newer iPhones, newer switches, anything that's newer, I would say like 2020 or newer, if you get a charging cable that has 100 watts or more, you're going to get more power that puts out and charges those devices much more efficiently. So I learned that from Parker. He gave me a whole lesson on watts and volts. So I actually got this extension cord just for my LED lamps that I do my resin with. And it's the one that I stole out of my studio to put in that charger box. But I noticed everything charges like really fast. So I'll link that for you guys in the description box. It's from Amazon. I think it's $25. And I love that it has 3 USB and 3 USB-C because all the new devices now are USB-C, but a lot of us still have a ton of USB cables laying around. You know, like we're not gonna, we still have, it's like male to female. A lot of us still have USB. So I love that it has 3 and 3. And then the other thing was I got this, and I'll have to update you guys. Maybe we can set it up tomorrow together. I got a base, like a charging base for the cabinet that I showed you where we hide the switch in the living room. And so this has the ability to charge the Joy-Cons, but also when you have the full-size remotes, like the controls, like the one you see right there, the really big one. So we have both kinds. And so when we want to charge the full-size remotes, we have to connect them into like one of their cables that they use for their switch or for like this camera that I use to film. So we have to use a USB-C. And then their Joy-Cons, they charge on that little 4-way charger that Parker bought the boys. But there's 2 kinds, so it's not all together, and I think that's where the frustration lies. So with this guy, we're gonna be able to put all the Joy-Cons and the remotes together and charge them all at the same time. So I feel good about this, but we still don't know. We have something similar and it works really, really great. So there's that. What else? 2 more things. I just said 2 things, and these are 2 more things. So items 3 and 4, and then I'll say goodnight to you guys so I can get some work done. Okay, so I have this little system here that I was working on this morning at 4 a.m. when I woke up like a crazy person. Let me get some light going. So I have all of these little containers, and these are the containers that have the sprinkles. So if you guys went to my Etsy shop and you saw, oh look, here's a cool way to see the nail polish, sort of. It's nothing like sunlight, man. Sunlight really makes it look amazing. So these are the sprinkles that I have listed on the pet tag listing. These are all sprinkles, but Etsy only allows you to take, I think, like 10 pictures. So there's like no way that I can show all of these sprinkles, but I also wanted to have them organized in a way where they were all together. And I had them in 3 different, I had like 3 different systems. And so I want to put them all together in one. So what I did is I lined them all up, I printed a label, and I got these boxes. These are all the same size boxes. So what I'm going to do is put the label across here. So when I'm looking for something quickly, I can find it. And these would all go in a box that looks like this. So you have 3 rows of 10. So 30 fit in each container. So if I plan this right, I should have 3 containers of labeled sprinkles, and they'd all be in the same exact place, in the same format, so they'll be easy to find, like a lot more efficient and organized with a little bit of room for flexibility, which is important because there's always new stuff, right? So we're gonna organize that. And then I also did the pins that I was telling you. So I took the little pachacos and I put resin on them, and it's still like, they're not perfect. Like, I have a really high standard for what I do. And when something's not like close to perfect, I see all the imperfections, and I don't know why I can't hold this. Wow. So I put resin on them. You see how shiny he is? So, I mean, as a gift with purchase, I think it's cute, right? See how chubby he is? It's like, I think I did 2 or 3 coats of resin. These are the white ones. There's another one. He's so cute. He's one of my favorites. The one where he's leaning forward, doing his little stretchy ballerina pose. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put a little dollop of resin here and then stick the tie tag to it. And those actually arrived today from Amazon. Right before we left for the game, they arrived. So if you guys can see these are the tie pins. They're like tie pins. And I got pink backs just to keep it extra fun and cute, right? I think that's cute. Anyway, so that's the update. Sorry, I promise this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I have gotten the comment more than twice. I lost count at 3. I'm sure there's been more of people saying, you should really offer the magnetic pop sockets. Okay, so pop sockets come in 3 varieties. And I'm thinking just, let's keep it simple, because obviously there's like wallet pop sockets, and there's credit card slot ones, and ID this or what. No, we're just talking like the basic ones, just bases. So if you buy a pop socket just from Target, there's going to be the option to get the pop socket with the base. And the base is, oh, here, let me show you. So when you buy it at the store, they're almost always going to come with the base. So the pop socket is this part, and this is the base. The base has a washable, removable, repositionable 3M tape on the bottom. So you stick this directly on your phone, and then you have your pop socket. Now, if you already have one glued to your phone, you don't need this. This becomes like something that you save as backup or whatever. Never throw it away. It'll come in handy. And you just change the top part. Like you yourself change the top part. Let me set you guys down so I can explain to you with my phone too. So, let me raise you so you can see me better. Okay. So you buy them at the store, a brand new pop socket, it's gonna have the base. If you twist off, I probably can't do it because my hands are sweaty. So if you twist off the bottom, this becomes a pop socket, this is the base. If you already have a base stuck to your phone, this becomes worthless to you, but save it as a backup. You never know when you're going to need it. The sticker on the back is really, really useful. If you order online or from a different, I don't know, like directly from PopSocket, they sometimes ask, do you just want the top or the base? Then when you just say top, you just get this if you don't need the base. And that's usually because you already have one stuck to your phone. Well, the comment that I keep getting is, Dani, why don't you sell the magnetic ones? Okay, so I have a magnetic one, but that's something that you kind of get on your own, right? It's something that it's like your kit to your phone. So at some point, if you do MagSafe, like if you do wireless charging, like you have to get this on your own, because if I were to supply these, I would be selling you like a $50 pop socket. So it's not worth it for you or for me. So the better deal always will be to get this on your own. And this is what I use. Every time I show you my phone, like you'll see this stuck to my phone, and it comes in different colors: clear purple, clear blue, black, solid white. This is the clear one. And so you need to get it. That sounds weird. I'm so uncouth when I'm trying to describe things. So like I can't offer that because it just wouldn't make sense for me to sell you a $50 or $60 product when you can just get this. You know what I mean? Like this. So like the pop socket, a plain pop socket is $10. And then when I design something on the computer, print it out on paper, cut it out, stick it, cure it, and then add 3 coats of resin, repackage it, and ship it. Does that make sense? And so this part, like, is an investment that if you are going to really use the wireless charging capabilities, if you have like a unique car mount, if you want, you know, like if the MagSafe case is important to you, which it is to me, all of my phone cases are MagSafe, then you need to get this. So at some point you're going to have to buy a pop socket that has the MagSafe magnet so that you'll have it. And anytime you decide that you want to change your pop socket, like you already have that base. But it's definitely not something that I'm going to offer because it's just too expensive. You know, for me to be able to acquire the plain pop socket so that I can design like the actual pop socket, it's hard to get the plain ones and to buy them in bulk. Now, could you imagine getting something like these are $29.99 plus whatever the cost is of the product and like the labor or whatever. It's just too expensive. I don't think it's anything that would even sell. It's something that you should acquire. You know, like if you have this type of case, you should acquire this base and then just buy different pop sockets for it. And that's what I do is like, I'll have that one. Oh, and then I change my mind and I want to do this one and I'm going to put that one on there. And this pretty much just lives on your phone case. Or when you change your phone case. I think that's the beauty of having like invested in the magnet, like the base, the magnet base, because you can change your case as many times as you want and the pop socket goes with you, as opposed to having one of these stuck to every phone case and then not having like the wireless capabilities, whether you have like an external charger or like a magnet wallet, or you have like a magnetic capability for your car mount. So definitely if you're a fan of PopSocket and you have MagSafe cases, this is an investment that you probably have already made, because I can't imagine why you would have a MagSafe phone and then use a PopSocket the old-fashioned way. Does that make sense? Like if you have, like this is a MagSafe phone, so you could see the magnet there. I can't imagine why you would stick this on there, because then you'd totally lose the whole point of this magnetic ring. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'll link the one that I have here. You can't get it any cheaper. It's $29.99 no matter where you go or where you shop. Target, Best Buy, Amazon, it's always $29.99. So I'll link it down below so you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you'll see like pictures and get a better idea. But definitely I will not, like that's a definite, I won't be offering the magnetic pop sockets on Etsy. But I wanted to explain that because I'm like, oh, how do I explain that? No, if you have a MagSafe case, you should definitely invest in getting the MagSafe pop socket base. It's going to come with a pop socket, but it's a plain one. So the base alone is what's worth it, like this part, this ring. That's what you need. But anyway, before I run out of any more steam and before I start yawning, because you know, when you yawn, it's like breaking the seal. Did you guys ever say that when you were in your youth and you would go dancing? Like you'd be having fun, having a few adult beverages, and then you're like, oh, don't break the seal. Don't break the seal. Because once you do, like you're going to the bathroom every 15 minutes. Like that's a fact. So right now, I don't want to yawn because I'm going to break the yawning seal. And then I might as well just go to bed. Because I am not going to work on your stuff sleepy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I do have to focus. And I can't do that while I'm catching up with my girlfriends. Because all I want to do is talk to you guys and be like, and one more thing, and one more thing, and one more thing. And once we're like at 25 more things, then like, what's the point? I might as well just leave it. I might as well just live stream the whole day. Anyway, that is it for this Saturday. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Good night. You guys, good morning. Happy Monday. It's almost 10:30. So yesterday was a complete blur. Do you guys remember we left off on Saturday night when I was like, oh, baseball tournament. So we had an 8 o'clock game. We had to be there at 7, and it was such a good game. Oh my gosh. It was one of those where you couldn't like hold your breath. Just like you couldn't breathe. You were just stuck for the entire length of the game. I don't remember. I think they play 90 minutes. There's like a minute rule. But the whole time it was like super exciting. We played the same team that we lost to the night before. And it was like tie game, neck and neck, neck and neck. And then after a bunch of mistakes, which usually we make mistakes that we're not supposed to make. But yesterday, 2 players were absent and 3 were injured. So to have played that well, holy mackerel, you're being noisy, man. So to have played that well, to be down, 2 players and have 3 that were hurt, one including mine, it was really exciting. But we were done there by like 9:30. So I came home and I sat here exactly where I am now for, I would say 12 hours maybe, and got out a bunch of your orders this morning. So when I took Mateo to school, I stopped by the post office and dropped those off. And I think there were 12 or 13 orders. Right now I'm finishing up 4, and then I'll start another batch of orders. But I had to show you guys these. The ones that I did yesterday, I'll throw up some pictures if you want to see. They were some dog tags, some dog tag style keychains. Oh, sorry, pet tags. Because I've gotten the comment a lot that says, do you make them for cats? And I was like, yeah, of course. They're just pet tags. They're for whatever, And a lot of you have messaged me and said, hey, like, do you have any other shapes? Because like, I don't want a bone. Yeah, we have like all kinds of shapes for everything. But I am so happy when you guys message me, because with all your requests and customizations, and some of it requires for me to sit at my computer and design like a graphic or a logo, and it's just super time consuming. So always message me first before just placing a tag order, because oftentimes you want a little bit more than what that listing actually offers. So make sure you message me if you have any questions or doubts before you place an order. But I have this little mold, which is super nifty. This is the one that has the smaller sizes of the tags. So like this is the topo. This one over here is the mix size. The one in the bottom corner, that's the Sophia size, which is pretty small. But I actually don't feature these really tiny ones over here because you can't put any letter beads on them at all. You can't put any words. You can't put anything. Like, I mean, you can make a little sparkly thing to hang from a collar, but you really can't put a name or anything on those. So that's why I didn't really include them. A little fish. I'm assuming the little fish is for a cat. And then here's a little cat. Here's another little cat. But the sizes that I have shown on the pet listing one are the sizes that realistically could fit like an animal name, like Rufus or something. But if you're gonna have a really long name like Stephanie, I don't know, you might have to get a bigger tag or change their name. Just kidding. So I want to show you guys what I'm about to wrap up and send. These were custom listings, which means they messaged me, we chatted, and we came up with this style. And so those come with a custom price as well. But you guys, they're so pretty. Okay, the first one is for such a thoughtful mama. She ordered 2 keychains for her and her daughter. This is the first one, and these keychains that I'm going to show you are all 2-sided. So it requires a graphic to be made and then a photo to be printed. So I always ask, do you want it on a clasp? Do you want it on a key ring? Like, how do you envision it? Because if you want it as a dog tag, all of this part here is missing. So you get the clasp that's connected to a key ring and that's it. But this whole middle part, like the loose jiggly part, is not in a tag. This is totally different. This is like keychain style. So anyway, we did a Trust the Timing, and this is a logo that I designed for the pop sockets, but she specifically asked for black and white. So you could tell that the logo is black and white. We added some clay slices here in the corners and black glitter. It just so happens to be glow in the dark. And then on the back, who is this handsome fella? Oh my goodness. We also have some clay slices in the corners here. And then on the key ring, we did a little black paw print, the word that says faith, and a black butterfly. So she wanted it like black and white themed with gold hardware. So that's for daughter. And then for mama, we have, oh, and I also include this. When you guys order a custom keychain, I will include your keychain with a rubber wristlet as well. I don't really have much control over what the words on the wristlet say. They're all positive and they're all encouraging. Relevancy, I'm not sure, but they're always happy, you know? I just want to make sure that they match your keychain. So if you want to do something a little bit more, you know, like a lot of people love the wristlet concept of holding onto their keys, or you can just take this off. The cool thing about this design, not the wristlet, is that I put the acrylic part or the resin part on a split ring or like a small little keychain. So if anything happens or the charms get too noisy or you just don't like it, you can always just simplify it and save this part and remove this for later. You don't need pliers or anything because it's on a tiny little keyring. So anyway, this is my boyfriend. Just kidding. So there's that one. And then for mama, we had a little turquoise thing. This one was really exciting because she was like, I just want it to say this, but you can do whatever you want. And I was like, ooh, hold my drink. All right, here we go. This one's also with gold hardware. And we did sort of like a turquoise theme. It says, Trust the Timing, the same logo, but we did sort of these like turquoise feathers. And if you can tell, there's some clay slices on there as well. Right there and right there. And then we put a tiny little charm on the front, on the teardrop shape. And then the back says Believe, but I didn't want it to be like, oh, in your face, you know, like sort of corny. I wanted it to be personal and sentimental and pretty like, and beautiful. So we have some butterflies and the word believed. You see it's like sort of blended into the artwork. And then on the keychain, we have another butterfly here. She specifically asked for a butterfly. So we put that and we put the word grace. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Okay. And then let's put that to the side. Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Look at this. Oh, there's two. This is for our friend Alexandria. So she wanted a keychain for her car keys. Like this is specifically for her keys, but she wanted her girls on it. So we have her girls here. I think it's Karina and Bella, I want to say. I could be wrong. I know Karina's one for sure. So we have 2 pictures of her kitties. And she said she wanted pink and purple, but that's all she said. Pictures, pink and purple. So I went ahead with everything else and I just mixed 2 colors of glitter. So you can see the top sort of going down is like a pink glitter and then at the bottom is purple. So it's sort of like a blendy watercolor look. And there's some clay slices in the corners, just like in that other one I showed you. And then we have purple on the back. So this one has purple, this one has pink. And then she asked for silver, and silver's a little bit more difficult because I don't have that many charms. These enamel charms really don't like to come in silver. They love to come in gold, but not in silver. So that's something to consider. If you order something silver, there's not going to be many options for cute charms. But for this one, look at this paw. He's so cute. And then a little butterfly, 'cause she's a girl. And then we're going to throw in this wristlet, hot pink wristlet. And this one, you guys. So Mama wants everything to match, which I love. She ordered a gold lanyard for her phone and asked for the word believe on it, but we just threw an extra couple of charms on there for her. We did a little purple butterfly, and you'll see why in a second. A little purple butterfly. There are butterflies on the actual lanyard, so I thought that would be a nice way to tie it in. And then a good luck clover. So she ordered that, but she also ordered a custom keychain for a diva in the house, Miss Ashley. So we have a cat named Ashley, and this is what she looks like. I got chills when I saw her picture because she looks exactly like Lily, Sam's cat. She had a, oh gosh, what are they called? Blue something? Lily looked exactly like Ashley. Lily passed away a few years ago, but it was so like, I got chills. I don't know. It was weird. So this is Miss Ashley, and apparently she's a super diva. So I wanted to, you know, do her justice. She got purple letter beads that I haven't even photographed and put in the store. So she's getting like exclusive content over here. She's getting exclusive supplies. We did a little like border with clay slices as well. And then another picture. These are the two pictures Mama sent me. You see the clay slices on the bottom as well. Look at the bow. That is so cute. And then we did a little lavender paw. We did an A for Ashley. And then in memorial of her brother that passed away, Winston, I put a little gold W. I didn't ask. I hope it's okay, and I hope she loves it. I know that when we take the time to mention a pet that has now passed on, to me, it shows like you still think about them. You know, they're still on your mind. You still miss them a lot. And I know what that feels like. So I thought it would be nice. And she probably would love having a little W for Winston on there. So before I let you guys go, a couple of things. Remember, if you want something completely custom, always message me before placing any kind of order. I can always cancel whatever you've done, but it's so much easier for you and for me without the holding of the funds and all of that stuff. You know how transactions are. They're so, like, can you make my life easy? They're not that way. So always message me. When you order from the listing that's already on my shop, that's for the pet tags, that is customizable to the degree of, oh, you want 3 or 4 different kinds of sprinkles. Yeah, that's fine. Or you want the letters, instead of being red and pink, you want them alternating red and pink. All of those requests are totally fine, and you can place them in that same listing if you order that tag. Now, if you want a picture, or if you want it to be an actual keychain with the lag and a couple of charms, and you know, a picture on one side and then a picture on another, or a saying on one side and another, that takes so much more work. And I really appreciated the comments that you guys left in the previous vlog where you said, I'm so glad that you included the entire process. And I'm not kidding when I tell you guys that each of these tags takes hours, from sitting down to picking up the beads to coating the beads so that the colors don't run, and then you have to set the beads, and then you have to mix the colors with the resin and then reset them and, you know, drill the holes. I have this tiny little drill, you guys. If you love tools, you don't have to have a reason to like tools. Like, I'm that girl that goes to Home Depot and I'm like, I think I need this. So I have this little micro drill. I don't know if it's called a micro drill. I just like calling it that because it's little, but it's like a tiny little drill. And this is what I use to make the holes in the tags and the keychains and stuff, because the molds have little holes that are marked in, but with resin and doing layer after layer after layer, it starts to fill in. So it's almost like you have a pilot point by the time you're done, but you still have to drill through it. I mean, there's, I don't know, like 30 steps to each one. You have to, God, what is that called? I always like to call it snow globing, but I know that's wrong. I think it's doming. where once you pull it out of the mold, then you have to kind of curve the edges, and a lot of times things get messed up. Like, oh, actually, let me show you. Diva Ashley might not appreciate this, but I thought it was pretty hilarious. Let me dig it out of a trash can. She might appreciate that I'm digging through the trash for her. Okay, if you laugh at me, that's not nice. But also, if you don't laugh at me, then you have a terrible sense of humor. And also, if you are ESL like I am, then you'll understand. No? Anybody? Does anybody? I can see you through the little hole. So, like, I was like, you know what? No, I can't do this to Ashley. Like, if she knows that I had to do this twice, at the very least, she can get my brand new purple beads. So when you see it like this is like step 3 already. And it still looks like nothing's done. I mean, besides the fact that I misspelled Ashley. The first step is pulling out the letter beads and coating them. The second step is laying the letters in clear resin and setting them. And then the third step is mixing the resin with glitter, pouring it in, and then setting that. You know, it's like a lot of steps. So I am so glad that I realized the step was wrong this early on. I bet Ashley is giving me like the biggest cat eye roll right now. Anyway, I don't know where I was getting at with that long pontification of these keychains, but everything's always doable. Always message me first if you have any doubts. And I've gotten the comment a lot of, oh my God, I hate to be a pain, but, oh, do you happen to, oh, I'm so annoying, but no, you're not annoying. Because what is annoying is being like me and not actually sharing what your needs are, what you imagine, or what you have. Like, I had and I think I told you guys in the last vlog, I had a pet mom say, hey, my dog's always wearing a bow tie. Do you have bow ties? And I was like, do I have bow ties? So, I mean, it's more likely that I won't have something super specific, like someone asked for crayons last night. And so it's a lot, I probably won't have it, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And it's a lot easier to answer your messages there than on any other social media, because you can't really follow me on there and I don't lose your notifications. Like on all my socials, I have notifications turned off because I can't keep up. Everything gets lost and shuffled, and then I get overwhelmed and stressed and I feel shame. It's a whole thing, you guys. So anyway, I think the point I was trying to make is if you want something a little bit more complex, like more complex than the standard, meaning print out special pictures. Oh, I wish I could show you that. I had someone request a custom pop socket for their son's team, and then someone request a custom pop socket in like Mexican talavera style. So talavera is a type of pottery, like painted pottery that we have themed in our backyard. You guys remember? It's like clay that's painted white, and then it has lots of dark blue outlines and then pops of bright colors. So cute. So she requested one and it turned out amazing. I love it so much. So we had that out. But again, the point I was trying to make is if it's something that's a little bit more intricate, if it's a little bit more complicated, message me first. This is also a cool way, I think, to create a one-of-a-kind unique gift for someone special. You know, like that mom that got a keychain for herself and her daughter. So anyway, I hate wearing rubber gloves. And I want to take them off, but I can't because I got to wrap these orders. So what I think I need to do is say bye to you guys, and then I can get back to work. And if I ever thought that I had a flat booty shaker, sitting in this chair is going to make that a reality. A real reality. Anyway, that is it for this vlog. All the information, everything we went, everything I did. I don't think I ever left the house in this vlog. I will make sure to list it and link it in the description box of this video. Now I'm gonna have to change my gloves because I touched my hair. All right, you guys, I love you so much, and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.